This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. I'm going to attempt record time, 10 minutes. I have two audiences. One, permission to mention my cousin Meg, and in an attempt to inspire her to do at least one delivery of Postmates. That means register, do the orientation, and do one delivery. I am in a countdown of reasons that Meg should do this. I've done 5, 4, and tonight is 3. Meg, the second audience is, again, this series of video is intended to help people do Postmates and help them make it easier. I have beginner training on my YouTube channel and this advanced training. Listeners, if you decide to do Postmates, and I've got an increasing number of people I meet by chance who would or might or actually are, a woman I met tonight who is already scheduled for orientation with Postmates, so my conversation with her came at a good time. So she is nearly certain to be, unless she forgets how to spell my name, she will probably be a listener. And then a lot of delivery people I share elevators with, and I sit side by side and on bikes with them on Broadway or some other street. It's very high delivery traffic. So these people are my second audience. So Meg, my cousin, is my first audience, and people who might consider Postmates is my second audience. So first, Meg, in the news this week is local news. Whole Foods is being sued by an employee who is transgender. He is the gender he wants to be recognized as. However, he was a she at birth. Now, Meg, I had a daily interaction, almost daily, with a transgender woman who had been born a man. And she, this is forced, she was a man dressed as a woman. There was nothing feminine about this person. From an Adam's apple to broad shoulders to a masculine shape to being my height to being having a masculine sounding voice. And I did everything I could to get myself to call her she in proper use of pronouns. But anyways, that's part of the case against Whole Foods. Part of what this man is claiming is a hostile work environment. So Meg, here's my point. Companies, corporations like Whole Foods and some of my past corporate employers will say again and again, our employees are our greatest assets. Meg, you and I know well that that might be true. It is also true our employees are our greatest liability. Now that case will go to court in Whole Foods, and these fellow employees will have harassed this man who was once a woman, and maybe the supervisors weren't accommodating. Maybe he wasn't allowed to use the man's bathroom at the time he thought he should have been able to. And it's just a mess, and the court has to sort it out. Well, with Postmates, these problems are not problems, because there is no hostile work environment that Postmates can be held liable for, because Postmates is not the work environment. The world is the work environment. There's no discrimination in scheduling because it happens on the app, and there just can't. The way that, Meg, I won't explain the details in scheduling, but trust me on this, there's no way it is giving me, a white male, preferential treatment on scheduling. And so, for example, I'm going into the city on occasion through the Lincoln Tunnel, and when I come out the tunnel on the other side, I got about 3 minutes to get out of the tunnel and through these clover leaves that climb up and into the Port Authority bus terminal that was built in the 50s, been expanded several times, and operates on the New York side of the Lincoln Tunnel. So on multiple occasions, at least 2 I remember, it could be as many as 5, in that very short spin between the Lincoln Tunnel and the bus station, we're talking about 3 minutes, I get my first delivery assignment. Meg, Postmates doesn't know I'm a white male. There just isn't discrimination. A hostile work environment, Postmates can't be held liable for it. So companies that have work arrangements like this are charmed. And the messy things that Whole Foods is facing, again, their greatest liability is their employees. I just can't see Postmates getting itself in trouble. Uber, Meg, Uber had a guy who drove around Kalamazoo, Michigan, shooting people dead. He claims the app was telling him to shoot people. Uber, I think, will be clean. Now, Meg, you play this out and say, well, let's say Whole Foods supervisor is telling someone to go shoot people, and that person is going to shoot people. Whole Foods may have blood on their hands. But Uber doesn't, and I can't imagine how Postmates does. So, Meg, there you have it. Reason number 5, 4, 3. Reason number 3. This is a better way to work. There's no interviews. You just go in, you sign up, you do orientation, and if you pass criminal background check, you're in. Everyone in on-demand deliveries is hiring. This is a better way to work. So what shape it'll take in the years ahead is yet to be seen, but it's on its way to a good start. So from the messy employment of employees being liabilities to employees being so loosely held that they can't be liabilities, this is a better way to work. So Meg, thank you for listening. If you want to chow, I don't blame you. My second audience, including the woman I met tonight who's already scheduled for orientation. I'm sharing my screen. I was very disciplined about, in addition to tweeting, I was tweeting on demand. I was tweeting when the tweets were relevant. So, when I first tweeted my first assignment, I didn't do a screen capture and then tweet it an hour later. I tweeted it real time. So this, listeners, every time I talk about Facebook, the first question anyone asks is, how much money will I make? Well, this is my attempt to tell you precisely what I made tonight with hours and deliveries and dollars. It's all here. Now, listeners, my computer gets delayed when I click on these things. So this one is just a check and it says go home. But if I were to click on that, as you can see over here, right below the circle is the amount of dollars. So that's there. You just have to click on it. I'm not going to click on it because it slows my computer down. And so listeners, if you are interested in the detail, stop listening right now. Go to my Twitter page, restart the audio, and then you can pause, and I will explain what this is as you go through. You will be able to calculate my dollars per hour. So here we go. Buy Clo. I think this is my first one. I'm going to check here in a minute. No, I had one before that. 7 hours. 7 hours. I guess I forgot about one. 8 hours. Oh. Okay. That was yesterday. So this is... I don't know what that is. So here's... this is when I went... This is... Listeners, please, this is an important point. If it happens to you, it will be confusing. So listening here might save you some trauma. I am online. We're finding your next stop. Head to a hotspot. Okay, you would have to click on that to find. Oh no, you didn't, because I did a second tweet. This dot right here. This is the Hudson River. The right side is New York. The left side is New Jersey. So I'm online in New Jersey, and it's telling me to go to a hotspot. In other words, it knows New Jersey is cold. Cold in terms of Postmates activity. So I did exactly that. I got on a PATH train and I surfaced over here in New York. So now I'm online, and I get listeners, you got to click on this. There is a notice in here that tells me that has forced me offline. The system, the app, forced me offline because there was a problem with my location. So listeners, this is what happened since I went from New Jersey to New York. While online, when I surfaced in New York, I was in a subway that went under the river, so very, very dead spot. When I surfaced in New York, it confused the app, and it didn't know where I was. So basically, I went for 30 minutes in New York, essentially without reporting to work. I was scheduled. If the system knew I was actually online and knew that I was in a hotspot, an active place, then I would have been getting deliveries, but I wasn't. And instead, the system kicked me off. And then all of a sudden, right after I got that notice, then I closed the app, I restarted the app, and went online again, and within seconds, I got this buy Clo order. So that's what I'm trying to show here. 5:25, I get the notice that says, basically, I haven't reported to work. 5:25, I get the notice that says, we forced you offline because you're not responding. We don't know where you are. 5:25, look at that. 5:26, bing, I've already got an order from Clo, buy Clo. This is a warning about buy Clo. Don't skip the line. Apparently we've had some Postmate people misbehave. Oh, there's the notice. You have been forced offline due to a malfunction in transmitting your location. Again, listeners, that is to blame on this middle-aged American man living in New Jersey going to New York via under the Hudson River subway tunnel. Okay, continuing, if I were to click on that, it would say how much I earned. Here's another order. I don't know what that is. Here is, okay, here I was idle again. I'm sitting outside of, I was at Christie and Houston, and this is where I did the delivery, and now I don't have anything, so I'm sitting. And then just minutes, so there I am sitting. This will show the time, 6 hours ago and 6 hours ago. If you click on that time, very soon after I got Cultura Pizza, very close to where I was. And then I went on. So let me go back to the very beginning. I went online here, but then I had the problem, and I fixed it. And doggone it, where did buy Clo go? Yeah, here it is. Here, buy Clo at 5:26. So because of these problems, because I was delayed, I started work at 5:26. I did 8 deliveries. They're all here. The dollars I earned are all here. 5:26. And right here, no, here, there's some problem I had with the schedule. Postmates. Baked by Melissa was my last one. And there it is. So I did so that's 5:30, that's 5 hours. I did 8 deliveries. They're about $7 a piece. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, and restful night's sleep. To the woman at Trademark Burger, just a crazy circumstance. You've signed on to Postmates. You're going to orientation, and I tell you that I've got these training videos, and you ask me, are you a trainer? I said, well, unofficially I'm a trainer. I'm a trainer because I've declared myself a trainer, not because I am authorized to be a trainer. And I do know that I'm getting audience that includes people like you, people I meet by chance. I show them my name tag. I direct them to the website on numerous occasions. People I'm riding the elevators with who are doing deliveries, they're finding my YouTube channel by the time we reach the ground level. So I know my target audience is growing, including you at Trademark Burger. I'm really glad to have that conversation tonight. It's been, thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening. And Meg, if you're still with me, you're wonderful. I got your message in reply to my picture from Thompson, which is where your niece and Max, her boyfriend, lived for some time. I was very close to where they lived. That's why I sent that picture to your bro, my cousin, your bro. Ciao.